Bronzebeard, bless my hammer!
Right, this video we're going to be talking about some very special things we've been doing with the Magic GUI. As you can see here, very complex, very hard to use, hard to read anything. Especially these three buttons. I mean, these three buttons are the most important things of the spellcasting system, and they're just too small, especially the spellbook, which is what everybody would be using most of the time, but also the casting button and the spell writing button. So we've rebuilt the GUI to make things a little more accessible. And as you can see, front and center, the spellbook button. That spellbook button lets you open up the spellbook where you can see all your spells and easily just copy them down. And as you can see, the data gets moved down. Everything you need to know is in this window, and you can directly hit cast if you want. Now, the other option is to open up the new custom tab. The custom tab now is much larger than it used to be, which allows us to put a lot more information there. The symbols can now be much larger, and you can see that with mouse overs I can tell you what the syllables do, so that you know that this is a destroying, discharging spell, and you can read everything there. We've got a new drawing for the arcane circle where you can see that it's got occult and fire and positivity. You can see that the fingers have mouse overs telling you which finger is which, so that you can better understand what you're doing with these spells without having to have it all memorized. Another feature is that there are now two circles, one associated with each hand. So you no longer need to toggle between circles in order to cast spells. So I'm going to go ahead and cast a spell here real quick just to demonstrate that it all still works the same way it used to, but much more usable now. I don't have to click over that I want to do the left-hand circle. There's no confusion there. And from this window, you could cast the spell directly using the casting button, but unless it's a spell that you're only going to use once or very rarely, you're much better off including it in your spell book. So I'm going to go ahead and write it to the spell book. We're going to call this Fire Blast, and in the description I'm not going to say anything fancy, just all I need to know about the spell. 66 fire damage, point blank, because I didn't give it any range, and that it can be shaped. And so there it is in the spell book, just like before, and I can come down here and prepare it, and it's ready to cast, and I can send that off to the Master Weaver. So there's the new UI, and I hope that it'll be more usable for everybody and much more accessible. Thanks.